G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part 6 of my Acid Retaliation Sentinel. Still stuck on Occultist, but this should change either towards the end of this episode or maybe in the next one. I'm hanging on to these 5 points because I'm not sure about the weapon. Today we're going to go get that weapon. Last episode was, well, let's just say it was a little bit painful, and I will not be sad to see any of this stuff go. But hey, 1,000 a pop. In bits, I'm rich. Actually, that is a decent chunk of change for level 30. Anyhow, I did indeed get the Sheltering Rhonopraxis Sting of the Grove. You don't need this, I think I mentioned that a couple times, but I want it. And there's good reasons for it. It's definitely a good to have thing. So 146 royal jellies while I was doing that, and a couple of good drops actually. But generally speaking, absolutely not worth it. Okay, so I'm up to 150 royal jellies. I will never need to farm royal jellies ever again. The other thing as well is I put a lot of points into vulnerability and curse of frailty while I was doing that. It's probably worth taking those out. I think I'm just going to leave them. I'm going to leave them, and we're going to start working probably towards Vile Eruption again. I think this is kind of enough. Poison's already way over cap, so I don't need the resistances. The physical res is definitely nice, so more in that's probably not a horrible idea either. But we will be doing a full respec in a few levels anyway. Right, how many dynamite have I got? I've got 8. Let's go do Pine Barrens. Let's start on Pine Barrens, then probably do the left-hand side of Homestead as well. We'll see how we do for time. So good to be back to one-shotting things. Actually, what I should do, and I am actually going to go and do it, I don't want to be using the spam version. Although there's a lot of bosses coming up. We'll just leave it. Leave it for now, see how it goes. The non-spam version, so if you put a point in focused gaze here, is much better for clearing trash, large groups of, these things or whatever, but this isn't horrible. You can see we're still hitting a decent amount of them, and they are dying, so not the end of the world. The spam version is going to be a lot better for killing larger monsters. So let's take this guy out, or at least try to. Is that you, or is it you? One of you is casting meteor strikes on me. I don't appreciate it. Alright, so Pine Barrens is really, really good for XP. You can generally expect to get 2 to 3 full levels in here. A big chunk of it is the XP from turning in the Black Legion quest. So if, like me, you happen to have a couple of pieces of the Explorer's set, it's definitely worth chucking those on when you do the turn-in, just for the extra XP. If you're feeling a little bit over-leveled, then don't, and it'll be fine. But if you're not worried about being over-leveled, then it's a good time to use them for the extra, pretty much free XP. Okay, you can talk to the Black Legion fellows over here right now if you wish. You definitely don't need the quests active in order to complete them. If you do have them active, though, you will have a nice little star on the map. I can't remember the last time I actually had the quests active while I was doing them, so I don't remember what order they're in. So it's entirely possible that the stars will be the wrong ones you need anyway. But we're just going to go and do all of these quests all in one go. And the first thing we need to do is kill Mogara and a whole bunch of these. So this alpha here should drop the quest item, or the Waste Stalker, or both of them. Honestly, it could be both. There we go, this is the third one. And the one I didn't mention, because obviously. Alright, so next step is to go just over here. Do kill the Stone Clan Witch Doctors. Kill all of them. They will heal Mogara, and the last thing you need to do is have Mogara with extra health, because she is decently scary in terms of the damage she does. So anyone who gets between me and this witch doctor is going to get hurt. Let's just scoot around here. Now, Megara's over there. Okay, got an extra hero. What you want to do when you get here is you just want to go around Megara, and you might have goblins just kind of hanging out behind her, you know, over here. You want to make sure there aren't any, and then you can go fight her. Now, she does have a sundering attack, as well as she just hurts a lot, and usually it's the second thing she does. You'll see she kind of whips her tail back and forth. So when she does that, just make sure you don't get hit. She's going to do it again. There it is. And now we can just work her down here. We only have to kill her once. It's pretty much every time your evade comes off cooldown, she's going to be whipping her tail back to give you the old whack with the sunder. Oh, another good thing about having 59 Ulraprax kills is, where are they? Where's Homestead? There it is, in the H section. We're halfway to Honored already, so we'll be having some nice faction gear in 4 levels. Alright, so you need 1 poison gland. You can pick up 1, put it in your bank, go get another one, put that in the bank, pick up a 3rd one, and then you won't have to worry about it in Ultimate or Elite. I'm not going to bother doing that. They drop like candy, so it's not a big deal. Once you've killed Megara and gotten one of those, you want to head under this little overpass, and we're looking for that cave you can see at the top of my screen there. Now, there's a bunch of different spawn locations for that cave. This is the first one you want to check, and then if you look on your map, you'll see this kind of hard corner here. It's almost like a square. You want to head down there, and obviously I'm not going to be able to show you exactly where they are because they're not here, but the next place to check is just here. There we go, just having a sneezing fit with the microphone turned off. After that, the next place you want to check is directly south of that. Just here, you can kind of see the cutout of where the cave is, where it should be. And then after this, I usually just give up and run around because I can never remember where the next spot is. But yeah, so this little rock here, just here at the end of the L or the up arrow, and then the other one is just up here. And there's one other place, it's kind of over here somewhere. I can never remember where the 4th one is because I almost never get to the 4th one because it's usually one of the first 3. If you want exact locations, grimtools.com has a map on it, and that'll show you exactly where they all are. But yeah, I just remember the first 3, and then if I don't find it for the first 3, I kind of run around confused and just bump into things until I find it. So in this cave is the Bloodbriar, who is a hero Briarthorn, and we are here to kill him. So here's another one of the quest targets for the Black Legion. So we can take care of all of these guys. And then we'll go kill him. He shouldn't be too hard. Crown of Infernal Gems. Let's have a look at that. Elemental resistance and damage types we don't do, as well as +1 to soldier. So, no thank you. Alright, so here's old Bloodbriar. He's just up there somewhere. He'll show up here in a second. There he is. Okay, and we can just kill him relatively easily. Definitely burning through energy on this build. So I've been playing a bunch of other builds that don't have energy issues. Coming back to this one is a little bit of a shock. What do you mean I need energy potions? Alright, we're gonna give him the old left click here for a second. There we go. Got the relic active. His amulet is not really that useful for this build, but maybe if you get good rolls on it, it could be good as a stopgap. What does it actually have? It's bleeding stuff, isn't it? Ring of Steel, and Blitz as well. Okay, so it's not bleeding. Yeah. Not for this build. Alright, so now we're in the Forgotten Depths. This one, if you just poke your head outside, This one does show up on the map. The previous one that we went into for the Bloodbriar actually doesn't show on the map. Even when you're standing right next to it, you won't see it here. This one does show up on the map, so it's easy to find, which means basically nothing because you're never actually looking for it.
Can't do that yet.
Also, it's always in the same place. Okay, so these spiders are kind of in the way. We need to take care of these, and then we are going to go and fight Ungoliacs. Now, this might be blocked, you might have to go around, but you're trying to get to this little cow. Once you get to the cow, Ungoliacs the Gloomweaver will spawn. Kill our friends off a little bit. Just a little bit, you understand, but yeah, they've all got to go. And we'll take out Ungoliacs herself. Okay, health bar is getting uncomfortably low. But there we go, she's dead. So this is another one of the +1 amulets. This one is for Arcanist, and this will convert your Devastation to Vitality, which if you're playing a Spellbinder could be something you want, or it could be something that's really annoying, depends what you're playing. Don't forget the Ruined Shrine while you're in here as well. What are those pants? Fireball, okay. And Rune Carved. Yeah, no. Squire's Gauntlets could be good. I've never actually made them. I usually just use whatever I find. Okay, so we were up to Murmur, and we're going to be starting this. So this is just extra damage, and then some avoidance, more health, and then this is the money node. So this is going to be one of our main offensive procs, followed by the Manticore, I think. But this is the first one, and this will be shredding enemy poison and acid resistance, as well as doing a decent amount of acid damage. So that's going to be doing a lot of work for the build. And we'll be putting that onto our shield throw when we get to that point. So once you've killed the spider, you just want to head back out the way you came, kind of. You didn't really come in through this door, you were deposited there after you killed Bloodbriar, but you want to come out this door. And then we're looking for a gap in this little wall of rocks here. Now, it doesn't really look much like a wall of rocks because it came out right next to the gap, but if you run down here, you'll see a whole bunch of these little pathways, and most of them, I think all except for one, will be blocked. So you got to find the one that's not blocked. From there, we're going to head up the side of the castle at first. You don't want to go in straight away because there's a devotion shrine and maybe a treasure trove out here. No treasure trove today, but it can spawn sort of over here. And there's level 32. So let's go ahead and grab these. Okay, so 3 more skill points. We could start taking Oathkeeper now. I'm not going to, but could start working this. Doesn't really matter. We're going to be using Oathkeeper, or Occultist, pretty much until 40. Speaking of, we've got, what's that, 7 more levels, so another 21 points. We'll probably be halfway through Possession when we get to the respec point. Just a little bit of free loot back here. Usually there's loot, not just food. Not today though, by the looks. Okay, now we're heading back out here, and now we want to go into the castle. If this was on Ultimate, I would say we would go through the docks as well and repair the bridge in Twin Falls. But this is not Ultimate, and I'm not planning on farming that area. There's nothing in there in terms of MIs that I'm interested in. So we're just going to sort of make our way through here. And we want to get inside the castle proper. So we'll grab that. The treasure trove is up on these walls as well. If it's not outside on the floor, it will be, I want to say, down here in the corner. So just over, I'd say just over here, like it isn't, halfway around the world. Should be in here. Yeah, there it is. There may be other spawn locations as well. This isn't one that I generally farm, but I mean, we're here now, so why not? Deathbringer Raiment. Probably not going to use that. Let's have a look at it, actually. Where are you? There it is. Decent enough armor for caster stuff, but no. We will be farming the totems for Perdition set here around about level 38. I believe 38 they should be able to drop, so we'll start looking for them then. Do I need to actually stand there and spam this, or are these all going to die to the damage over time? Yeah, they will. Okay. So the bigger guys are not going to, but I don't have to spam eyeballs at everything. Should all just pretty much die as I run away. Okay, that's good. So we're going to work our way through this little... Do we call this a castle? It's more like a fort, I guess. Anyway, we'll come through here, pick up all the lore notes, and if you want to, you can go get the dynamite that's kind of in the middle area. Usually you'll have to walk around a whole bunch of locked doors and such to get to it. I'm gonna kind of skip it. Should be able to see it from here. Nope. It's in here anyway. So I'm not going to go in there. You can if you wish. It's a free dynamite. It's also got this little hidden spoils here. Has a few things in it. Again, I'm not too fussed about that. Just keep throwing poison on them and keep running. A lot of these will be dying behind us. If you just watch the XP bar, you'll see it go up fairly regularly. I was hoping he wouldn't be able to follow through that door, but apparently I wasn't quick enough, so we're going to kill him off. Now, this next room here is a boss room. And the boss inside of it has a ton of health. So we absolutely want to make sure we kill everything that has the word Witch Doctor in its name. Because otherwise, they will heal the boss. So, oh, he's coming now. Alright, we've still got a Witch Doctor here. So I'm going to take the Witch Doctor out. Now we should be good. I think every Witch Doctor is now dead. Let's just get a little bit closer so we can get old mate. There he is, he's getting hit now. And I'm going to use the relic. Try to remember to shred resistances. Energy pot, resistance refresh. And this is pretty much the same as Ronaprax. Just this guy has way more health. And I'm going to run out of energy a couple of times before he dies. That's fine. It is what it is. There we go. Use the relic. Cast a few more times. Curse him up. He's actually doing a decent amount of damage. Gonna have to go for a bit of a run. There he goes. Probably would have been fine, but I'd rather run away and not die. Okay, free dynamite in here as well, so you get 2 every time you come through here. And we get an Exalted Stash, so this is a guaranteed blue or better item. Though at this level, it's pretty much going to be a blue. Alright, and we are done with Pine Barrens. So, we just head back to the Pine Barrens Rift, straight out of the main hall or the boss room in there. And we've got a bunch of quests to turn in. So if we just ask them what are they doing out here, then you can just spam click the bottom option, and look at that XP. It's pretty much a full level, maybe slightly less from turning in these quests. But it's pretty good anyway. Okay, did I spend that devotion point? I did not. That was silly. 3% chance to avoid melee and projectile attacks. Which, I mean, we could get some more up here, another 2%. But, yeah, it'll be fine. I'm also going to put this on now. So, this is one of the items that I found when I was doing Ronaprax. And Anchorat's headgear coming into Homestead is just about the best drop you can ask for, just because of all that chaos resistance. I've also got, where is it? Also got this chest guard, which I will be using as well. Only because it has Aether resistance and the Wild Caller's skins do not. So I'm going to put that on. I'm going to swap that over. And that'll probably be the last armor I use until we get... Okay, there we go. Until we get to Perdition. So this should be the last change for the chest armor. Although if I do get a flesh warped plate mail that's any good, I may end up using that. So there may be one more. These boots I will probably use for one level. But the rest of the stuff I can sell. We did just get a weapon augment as well, this one here, the Manticore Venom, which I am actually going to use. And this is one of the very few characters I've made where this quest reward from the Black Legion quest there is actually useful. We're not using it yet. You can use this on either the shield, the Perdition shield when you get it, or on the Ravna's weapon when we go kill her. So whichever you prefer. Okay, you and you. And how are we doing for Devil's Crossing, actually? Respected, beautiful. Once we get to 35, we'll be able to use this stuff. But something like this is pretty good. 5% physical resistance and the armor. The only issue, of course, is piercing res instead of Aether is a bit of a downgrade. But Devil's Crossing has got good shoulder options. It's got good helmet options as well. This one is not amazing, but the Elemental Seal proc, good armor. Didn't actually want to buy that, thank you though. Then we get gloves from the Rovers, and from Homestead we will be getting our boots. And so at level 35 you get a decent amount of purchasable upgrades. And that'll see us through. Okay, so let's start Homestead here. What's the problem? I will clear out the infestation. Let's check Isaiah here. I'm looking for Chaos resistance, Aether resistance, and Vitality resistance here. Probably Poison and Acid I would buy as well. And I usually check the rings too. You can get some pretty good rings here. Not today though. That's fine. Let's go talk to Captain Soma. Oh, not yet. Did I not get Olgrim? I haven't got Olgrim yet. Okay. That's fine. I'm going to grab all of these because I like free XP. And we will go to Dead Man's Gulch. So Steven Seagal back over here. Sorry, Olgrim. I get the two confused. We'll send them all off to Homestead. Then we'll head back there and we'll have a few more pieces of conversation pie to eat. Okay, here's Olgrim. And he's going to send us down to talk to Captain Soma. And she will say, hey, you did a great job. Now go kill this glowing cow. So we're going to head out into the farmlands, and we need to find the barn so we can kill the ethereal cow. Okay, and this is Colin. We found his sister in the mountain deeps 2 episodes ago now. And I think he's probably had enough time to sort of come to grips with it. So that's fine. Right. Out into the farms. So we're looking for these bad boys here. And we just want to lob an eyeball at them. And then head in here and grab Dahlia's diary. Because we're a little bit creepy like that. Don't forget to read it. The lore note actually has the story in it, I'm pretty sure. But that's definitely a quest we want to pick up. Not quite as important in normal difficulty, but in Ultimate that will unlock an entire quest line for you, so make sure you get it in Ultimate. And it's a decent amount of, air quotes, free XP in normal. So for now we just run around splatting eggs. Got them all, so we're done now. Now the really fun part when we get to Ravna is that Ravna's pretty resistant to poison. So we're going to have fun with her. Alright, from that little quest pickup, you don't normally have to go down this way, it just depends on how many eggs you get, but follow the road and we'll get another devotion shrine here. Which I'm going to grab now. And now we do the old run around, cue the Benny Hill music. I think we can probably stop running now. There we go, Cortosian Invoker. Very fancy scepter. Okay, and we've got a devotion point to spend, so let's go ahead and spend that before I forget it again. And the next one is going to be very important. But that's 200 health and some defensive ability, that's pretty good. Alright, inside the barn here, you're looking for another body. It should be just here, I think, but anyway, check all the bodies in here. There is a quest item on a body that could be in here. If it's not in this barn, you want to head directly south. And by directly south, I mean southwest into this house. And again, you're checking for a body. Now, mine's not here either. So the body is definitely here, just below the bed. You're looking for the last will of Matthias or Marthas. I think it's Everbrook or Esterbrook, something like that. So if you haven't found yours, it could also be just here. It looks like mine is going to be here. So this rotting corpse. There we go. It's Everbrook. There you go. And Walter. Walter's left as a note. Sure, it's very important, Walter, but it's worth XP, so I'm just going to go ahead and read it. Read every word. Promise. Okay. So just to recap, body in the plus-shaped barn. If it's not there, it'll be here, just at the foot of the bed. If it's not there, it'll be in here, right near Walter's note. And if it's not there, it'll be directly, and I mean actually directly this time, due west from this rift gate is another building, just here. And this will be the fourth place that it can be. Okay, I definitely want to kill this flesh-warped commander, because the set they have is pretty good. Looks like he didn't have too much in the way of friends, unfortunately. Well, this one does. So you want to kill commanders and also vanguards. Didn't drop one for me, unfortunately. This guy might. Nope. Okay, dipped out. Also, if you don't have a block just here, from the rift gate, you just want to head directly south. You do want to be on this side of that little wall, though, so as you can head under this way. And this is Callista. So you can read the journal, you can talk to these guys. There's a decent story around this little section. But I'm just going to go and exchange my dynamite for a Blood of Chthon. So they will all explode. So, cost 1 dynamite to remove the cave debris. Then we go into the cave, and there's this little girl here. And this little girl is actually evil. She's captured a demon. And so we're going to have to kill the little girl to let the demon out. Apparently, Balognath didn't really enjoy that too much, but that's okay. This is probably just the demon's way of saying thank you. Now, do keep an eye on your health here. I am standing in fire as well, it's not just the little ring around him. But as soon as he dies, I'm going to move. There we go. Or I would if this didn't pop up right under my mouse. And there's my Blood of Chthon. So this is the reward for killing Balognath there. Also level 34, which is nice. So 2 in the bar. 12th point in Terrifying Gaze here. And we'll get more in Vile Eruption as well. From here, you can rift straight to the Rotting Croplands. Don't do what I normally do and try and walk halfway back before you remember. Although I guess you could if that's your thing. And then from here, we are looking for, if you had read the last will of Marthas Esterbrook or Everbrook or whatever his name is, he tells you where he's stashed some loot, and we are going to go and liberate that loot for the greater good, that being mine, because it is basically it's a one-shot chest. So there's a guaranteed blue or better item in it. So I probably should leave it actually, and go back once the perdition stuff can start dropping, but yeah, I'm just going to pop it now. I'm in the area. So it's basically along this left side, and you'll see a dynamite site will pop up on the map here. There it is, that little blue dot. And because we have the quest, you'll see the star as well. You can't miss it unless you completely miss it and go nowhere near it. Really dipped out on the flesh warp set so far. Okay, I picked up some heavy gauntlets there. They may be good for 1 level. That reminds me. Go ahead and swap those in. Run speed's not capped anymore. I could go and melt this, but yeah, whatever. Gloves are probably fine as they are. And I'm definitely swapping these pants in. That insight proc there, that just fixed my energy issues. So I am going to take the downgrade in armor just to get that proc. And I guess since we're here, I will be melting these old shoes. Okay, so we've lost a bit of poison and acid res, and it just doesn't matter. We're 65% over, which means even without this, we should be relatively good. Whereas, I have to check here. Yeah, so 36% resistance on this, so even without Blood of Dreeg, we're well and truly capped. Right. Back out into the fields. You'll see that insight proc fairly reliably as well. So should go off now. Yeah, there it is. So each enemy you hit counts as an attack, and then I don't think the damage over time portion on this spell counts as an attack every second, but if you had, for example, Blood of Dreeg, that does... Oh, sorry, not Blood of Dreeg. What's it called? This one. Bloody Pox, there we go. If you had Bloody Pox, that would count as an attack every second against every enemy that's currently suffering with it. So a lot of on-attack type procs can be triggered pretty much on cooldown with Bloody Pox. Here we go. This is what I'm after. Cave entrance. There's a few different places it can spawn. You just have to find it. They're all in the field surrounding where I found mine. If you need a map to show you exactly where they are, I cannot recommend grimtools.com enough. Their map is really, really good. Okay, also in this place here, this first little cave here, there's no progress to be made in here, but there is, I'm just down here, there is a chance for a one-shot chest, an exalted stash, to be right here. Again, you might want to save your exalted stashes for level, 38, 39, because they can have the perdition set in them, so probably should save it, but also time spent running back out here is time that you could spend doing totems instead, so honestly it's a bit of a wash as to whether it's better to save them or not. It's probably not a big deal. Okay, notice how there's just no issue at all with energy anymore? That's the power of insight. So what is that actually giving? 8 a second for 8 seconds. So this is... okay. I expected that to be a lot more than just 64 mana. I guess it's active all the time? I don't know. It definitely feels like it's way more than just that. You may be getting boosts from healing effect, perhaps. Yeah, it's definitely way more than that. Anyway. So we come down here into the Skittering Den, and we're here for a devotion shrine. You don't have to come in here, although I would say it's kind of silly not to. The Murmur proc, which is what we're going to get out of this particular shrine, is just way too good, and you really need to be leveling it as soon as you can. The only way it levels is if you have the point assigned, and it also must be attached to a skill. Even if you don't use it, you will get, or it will level once it's attached to a skill. If you don't attach it to a skill, it won't level. Do check up here as well. This is another location for the Exalted Stash. Once you've checked here and in the previous area where I mentioned it, the third location is in the Queen's Chambers. So if, like me, you didn't get yours yet, it's going to be right next to the Queen. Alright, so we're going to go see a man about a ring in here. This ring is actually pretty good, even if you're not playing the classes that have skills that it buffs. It's a pretty good ring, just for the regeneration that comes on the ring, and then also you get prefix and suffix because it is a monster infrequent. Yeah, just stay over there and stop throwing things at me, that'd be great. I don't think they're going to. Just quietly. Whatever the actual numbers on that insight proc turn out to be, definitely notice the complete ability to just spam constantly, and it's no big deal. Be careful with this particular devotion shrine. All this goop on the floor, all this acid, this stuff really burns. If I just stand in that, you'll see it's starting to tick down. Didn't get any good drops there, I don't think. Penetrable's pretty good. But yeah, nothing too amazing. I am going to take that and put it on Dreeg's Evil Eye. You can put this on Curse of Frailty if you prefer. I'm going to put it on Dreeg's Evil Eye just so as it keeps proccing constantly. Curse of Frailty is one of those skills that does count as an attack every second. So if you're into that sort of thing, you can definitely put it on there. So Golas here, you don't actually need to kill him. There's no quest for him to die, and you don't need to kill him to get to the devotion point. So you can skip him, but he does have a really nice ring. Impervious of Celerity. If I could pick, I would probably pick Harmonious, but Impervious is good as well. The fire res is not great, but that's a lot of piercing resistance. Cast speed is good. Health effects, regen, and life. That's pretty good. I'm going to put that on once I can, and that's going to replace my Skinner family seal. Basically, you just want to pick whatever rings have the most resistances on them and use those. Let's chuck that in there. I think we can swap this over as well. This will add more weapon damage to Dreeg's Evil Eye, although we are still using quite a rubbish weapon for the moment. We don't have huge amounts of retaliation damage, but that's 35 retaliation damage, which is not nothing. And that healing proc is pretty good too. I'm going to chuck that on. Don't forget to grab the Supreme Chest here. Alright, let's head back to DC just quickly. Swap that component back over.
Tinkering is my specialty.
So we've got the Of the Grove proc now, and you'll notice that 10% chance when I get hit to heal 7% plus 211. But once I put this on, and it's got the... wait, where is it? I swear I had something with increased healing effect on it just now that I was looking at. Am I going mad, or am I just remembering wrong? Anyway, if we end up getting the Lotus, which I think we will be later, there's some healing effect on that. There's other ways you can boost that amount of healing as well. But the important part is, because it's a percentage, it'll scale with you. So, really, really, really good. Let's see if we can just stand in the middle of these idiots. I'm waiting to see the proc here. Okay, well then. Guess I showed them. The proc may have gone off before I noticed it, but or I might have just been getting unlucky with the proc chance. It's not on every 10th hit; it's 10% when hit. But I would have expected it to go off and be noticeable. That's all right. It's not going to be the only source of healing we use, so don't have to worry about that. Alright, we do need to worry about Grand Vizier Lozakal here, though. So, this is our second Grand Vizier. We need to kill both of them for the for their pheromone glands so we can get in to see the Queen. Let's just get out of all that goop on the floor. That lasted for about a second. Okay, Guardsman's Breastplate. Not horrible. Now that we have both of the pheromones, we can come in here. And this is the Hive Queen's lair. This is where the Queen lives. She has the dagger that I was talking about. So we are going to kill her. And she will drop the weapon. You notice these little green, smoky clouds around them. That is the Murmur proc, or the Rumor proc. Okay, Bramblewood Amulet. That's rubbish. Actually, it's not rubbish, I shouldn't say that. It's just not good for this build. +1 to Shaman skills, some other stuff as well. It's definitely not rubbish. If you're in here looking for your Exalted stash, you're going to find it up here. So there's the Queen, kind of hanging out on the wall. In this little, what do you call this? Little chamber, I guess, off to the side. This is where you're going to find your Exalted stash. I've got a Fiendbinder's hood, which might be okay, actually. No, it's Chaos. I was thinking it might have been poison. There we go, double diamonds. So this is a double rare modified white item. Wraithbound of Bestial Rage is actually really good for pets. Those are both rare pet mods. Alright, I'm just going to wait on my potion cooldown. And then we're going to go and hit the Queen. I'm going to hit her so hard she falls off the wall. Alright, I'm going to stay in melee range. If you try and stay at range, she's going to spit poison at you. So we can just stay a little bit close and she'll do less damage. Just use our healing potion, Blood of Dreeg, should be good. Alright, now when she dies, she's going to drag herself off the wall, and now she'll chase you around. And there's really no way to reduce the damage she does now. And looks like I've got to kite a little bit. When she does that little yell, you'll notice the roof is starting to fall down. That's what that's all about. So I noticed I was taking a decent amount of extra damage from her. So just going to kite a little bit. And I'm going to try not to go to places where I haven't really been yet, because all these eggs around here, they're all going to hatch. And if there's anything I haven't killed sort of over this side, then they're all going to come and attack me. Okay, so make sure you pick this up. So Ravna's Claw, doesn't matter what you get on it. Attack speed's good. Any kind of poison damage is really good as well. This is going to be our weapon from... probably I'm going to put this on at 36. But this will be the weapon we use until level 100, or at least one like it. So go ahead and grab that. Make sure you pick it up when you kill her. She will drop one. And then we'll be on our way. So yeah, you see if I'd come over this way, all these guys would have decided that actually they wanted to defend their queen and they were going to get in the way. Just going to kill these guys off because, well, actually no reason. Alright, at this point you want to check your Aether resistance. We are done with bugs for now. So check your Aether resistance, make sure you have a decent number. If you've got 12 here, you need to go get some more. If you need to get more, what you can do, you can come to the White Mire. And then if we run around the corner here, we can kill Milton, and he'll drop his helmet. And it's probably going to be a level 20 version. But it will have some Aether resistance on it, so we'll just have to find him. He's in the same 3 spots as before, so in this building, or in this building. I don't see him, so he's going to be over here. This building. There he is. He's stuck at level 11, so there's actually probably going to be a level 10 version. But there you go. That's a helmet. It's not great, but it's not horrible either. 10% more damage to Aether corruptions. 17% Aether res. I'm actually going to wear that while we fight the Ethereals in this next little section. Don't forget not to clear your Rift Gate, otherwise you'll have to walk all the way out there again. Not that I would ever do that. I'm just, you know, just in case you do it. So that's a good helmet to get. You can also go to Crunley's Lair. I believe one of the shoulders has Aether resist on it. The drop rate on them is horrible though, so I wouldn't recommend this. Milton's hat is guaranteed, and you can get like 20-22% on it, I think. You could also, I'll show this as well actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Could also go to Homestead, and you can talk to my good friend Isaiah Redden, and he may have an Aether resist potion for you.
Come see what's left of my wares.
He doesn't for me, unfortunately, but he might have an Aether resist potion. If he does, just grab one. Go ahead and use it. I mean, look at the cost on these things. 800. Any kind of rare, this is 800. So it's not like they're expensive or anything. And every time you come back to town, it's worth checking these. Make sure you get at least 1 Chaos, 1 Vitality, and you probably want to get an Ethereal one as well. It just makes the rest of Act 3 and the start of Act 4 much easier. So I dipped out on the resist potions. I could force resets, so if I go back now, he'll have a new set of things for me to look at. I could do that. I'm going to try to avoid doing that. I think 58% Aether resistance is plenty for the Aether Cow. Flesh Warp Defender, okay. That's not the Perdition Shield, so that's no good for me. I am deliberately targeting the Flesh Warped Commanders and Vanguard because I still haven't seen any of the Flesh Warp set. And it's really good leveling set. Just absolutely covered in armor. Unfortunately, they just don't want to drop it for me. So I think I'm going to have to fight the cow without it. A lot of this stuff you can just walk past. I do want to kill old mate the Vanguard here though. Nope, no dice for me. Guess it's just, it's not to be. Normal difficulty MIs from things that aren't bosses just absolutely gutted in 1.2. I hope that's one of the things they're going to fix in the next patch. But I have a feeling it's not. Alright, so everybody in here is now dead. Let's just take out the stragglers outside. Alright, if you have an Aether Potion, use it now. If you don't, then dodge. So the amalgamation here, the thing you want to watch for is the plumes of smoke that's going to come out of the ground. So these ones. And now you're watching for that. When he does that, run away and then run sideways so those waves don't hit you. Then after that, you can head back in and start blowing him up again. So whenever you see the Sunder icon, just dash away and then run sideways. Alright. And that's it. Easy peasy. So I'm only level 34, but I am close to 35. What I want to do at this point is I want to head back to Homestead. We're going to get 35 from the quests here. Now this is another section where you really want to make sure your resistances are okay. So if you don't have an Anchorite's headgear, then you want to have kept... Actually, I'll sell that. Kept the flesh warped... No, not the flesh warped, the... What's the fire one from Cronley's Lair? No, I'm blanking on the name. But anyway, from Cronley's Lair, you want to have kept the one of the helmets, because it has Chaos Resist on it. And the next section we're going into has a lot of Chaos damage. The other thing as well, if you had one of the shoulders that had Chaos Resistance, you want to put that on as well. Here's a Vitality one. Bought. I'm going to save this. This will be very useful for Darkvale Gate, which is coming up. Also, he's got a lot of rare rings here. What are they? Pets? Rubbish? Rubbish. Not rubbish, but also not Renopraxes of the Grove. Renopraxes of the Grove, he says. Okay, so the Abomination has been destroyed. I will rescue your prisoners. So we're now friendly with the Black Legion, which is nice. But more importantly, we are level 35. So, level 35, we can come over here to the Quartermaster at Homestead. And in the Respected tab, it's got all these items. So the books, the weapons, all that sort of stuff. You can look at these if you're interested. But our weapon and offhand is kind of okay. They're fine. The things you want to look at is things like these. Obviously, I'm not going to replace the Anchorite's headgear, which has 36% Chaos Res, with a helmet that doesn't have it. But either of these would be fine. The boots are... I mean, yes. These ones here. Aether, Chaos, and Elemental Resistance, some move speed, and some life. These are pretty much perfect, so I'm going to use those. The gloves, I think the Rawari ones are better. So we'll head out there and look at those as well. So, Old Arcovia. Now, if you don't have Respected with the Rovers, which I didn't check, I might not have it. Rovers. Yeah, see, I'm not quite Respected. I need 160. You might need 300, something like that. But if you just go to Twin Falls, when it eventually loads. That was a very long load screen. Every one of these undead is worth 1. And as soon as you find the totem, if your totem happens to be here, mine's not, unfortunately. If you just do the totem, I guarantee you will get 3 heroes out of it, and you're done. But you can just kill random undead skeletons here, and all of them are worth 1. So if you get a couple of packs of these, then that'll be enough. Something like this, that's probably 10, say 15, maybe even 20. And you just run around. I'm not going to do the totem. I probably should. But I'm just going to get it with these little guys here. If you get through all of the Twin Falls section and you still need more, there's the underground section as well. You will get this very quickly. Assuming you don't need like 700. So what do I need now? 86. So I'm halfway there already. I should have just done the totem. I may have to go back for that totem. Gotta be getting close now. Definitely want to target the priests as well. Because we are damaged over time, the healing from the priests is annoyingly likely to keep things that should be dead alive. Don't have to worry about the bigger guys. If you can't one-shot them, just kill the smaller ones. There should be a lot coming out of the ground here. And just on these stairs. There we go. So you'll see we've also got the there it is, respected. We've also got those blue clouds around everything, so that's really good. Shredding their resistances, letting us do more damage, and also just doing damage itself. Speaking of, let's go ahead and get 1 point in Vile Eruption there.
I'll give you a good price.
Okay.
I've got left.
Gloves. Which one was it? 178 armor, 178 armor. This has got the same amount of hold damage, physique and spirit, physique and cunning. Well, we're doing magical damage or non-physical damage at the moment, so I'm going to take these ones. Elemental Seal's pretty good. You know what? I'm not even going to replace them. If you don't have gloves that are better than those, these are decently good. Just depends, do you want casting speed or attack speed? For now, you probably want casting speed. The shoulders are alright as well, from memory. Pet stuff. These ones aren't bad. +2 to Dreeg's Evil Eye. That's pretty good. How's my Pierce? I could actually use those. 3 less armor I don't care about. Percentage armor is good, though. I'm not going to buy these, but these are actually pretty good. I would seriously consider these. You're unlikely to have anything better, unless you need the shoulders for Chaos Res. I would consider those. And then in Devil's Crossing here, the chest piece, from memory, is the quote-unquote best item in here. Let's see if it's better than that blue I'm wearing. So this is 100 extra armor, which is really nice. This is 140 odd extra health, which is nice. You're losing some offensive ability and Aether resistance, but we're not fighting ethereals anymore, so I don't really care about that. And it has +2 to Blood of Dreeg. Sold. I will wear that. Helmets, these don't have resists on them, do they? Vitality. So the Elemental Seal proc on this is okay. The fact that it's when hit instead of when attacking, I don't love, but the ones on our gloves, I was going to say they are when hit as well, but they're not. They're on a crit. So yeah, I would probably consider these, but realistically we need the resistances, so maybe not. Okay, speaking of resistances, let's just go ahead and melt this. Alright, if you don't have at least 50% chaos resistance, 1, check Isaiah until you get your potions. But potions are a very short-term thing. They're good for things like, you know, I have a boss coming up and I need some resistances, so I'll use it then. But they're not great for, I have 3 entire full areas that are absolutely packed to the brim with chaos damage. That's not what the potions are for. So, if you don't have that, you need to go back to Cronley's and do a run through here. I'll do it just once. I need the XP anyway, so that'll be fine. And you want to target the guys with helmets that are on fire. Probably should kill Moneybags as well. Be careful about where you're standing with Moneybags. He can be a little rippy. Also, probably want to kill his friends more than you want to kill him. Alright, so Moneybags will give you free dynamite. I say free like I don't have to actually stand here and kill him. There he goes. He hasn't dropped anything with Chaos Res, but these guys here, their helmets, if they drop them, should give you Chaos Resistance. I think the ethereal ones, one piece of the ethereal, either the helmet or the shoulders, do have Chaos Res, and then one of them doesn't. So Incendiary Cask, there's 18%, that's not bad. If I can get one of the ethereal ones as well, that'd be good. There's the shoulders have chaos damage, or chaos resistance, so either of those would be fine. These ones are converting elemental to Aether, doesn't really matter. Let's just see if we can get a helmet as well, have a look at that. After a certain point in here, you're not going to find the fire ones anymore. If you do want fire, the way to get that is actually same rift gate, but then go outside. So you only get fire up to about this bridge. So this little section here is going to be fire helmets. And then there's a couple here, but then everything after that is Aether. So you can go to the Cronley's Rift and then head north and back out the door. And then out here, there's tons of these arsonists, which is who you're looking for. And they're, like I said, they're everywhere out here. He says as he can't find any. There's another one. There's another two. You know what? You can die. You're gonna chase me like that? Clearly, you're sick of living. But yeah, you can get... This helmet is pretty good. I mean, there's literally nothing on this that's useful aside from that resistance. But the armor is not horrible. If you can get the level 32 helmet, I think it's level 32. This is a level 20 base, but there is a level 32, I think, or 30 base as well. You'll have 230 odd armor on that. Same with the shoulders. This is the low-level version, but this has Vitality and Chaos resistance on it. All of these, or the Ascender shoulder plates, rather, have percentage increased armor on them as well. So any of these will do the job. Kind of tempted to wear these as well, actually. My current ones have armor on it as well, so I won't bother with that. But this is how you can get your Chaos resistance up. Okay. Let's go ahead and start. Actually, how are we doing for time? 1 hour. I'm actually going to end this here. But next episode, we will be heading into the Sora's Bastion area, the Blood Grove here. We're going to be clearing out the area here, looking for totems. We will be starting totem farming in earnest in about 3 levels, so we'll probably get to Darkvale Gate. We may clear that out, and then we're going to be doing Blood Grove totems until we get the Perdition set. But that'll be it for this episode. So I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.